This is my coach, Mr. Bill. It's an honor to have you here. There were two brothers, and they moved their families at the same time to the same location at the edge of a desert. The desert was a place, a new start, away from the cities and the crime and the crazies, they thought. They built a duplex, one house, but two houses connected, if you will. They did find out quite quickly, though, that there was some drug activity and some gangs in the area, motorcycle, if you will. And so it got real spooky real quick. And so they contacted the law enforcement, and the closest cop was 60 miles away. 60 miles to a town with stoplights and actually law enforcement. Not a good thing. But they contacted them and the police checked it out. They did get some people stopped and drugs were seized and a few people went to jail. A few. But then the day came when a bunch of that gang showed up at that house, the combination, the duplex. Most of 20 of them, many of them, with submachine guns. At the least they had was handguns, and they were wanting trouble. Absolutely. But they were going to give that two families, they were going to give them an option, since they had turned the cops onto them. They said that if you send your two men out, the two brothers, the head of the two families out here, we'll execute them, and you, the rest of you, will survive. Both men had wives, both men had children. The houses were, again, a duplex. They were not bulletproof. They weren't going to stand up to a heavy barrage of gunfire from probably every direction. No question. They had two shotguns in the house, more for coyotes or rabid animals, something like that. Two pump shotguns, if you will. And that wasn't going to hold off submachine guns and 20 men. This wasn't a Rambo movie. And nor would it end like a Rambo movie. And so they told them they'd give them 3 minutes. So even as they made a call for help from the cops, that was going to be most of an hour before those cops got there. And they had 3 minutes to decide what to do. The men weighed their options and they went outside. Hands were tied behind their backs. They were put on their knees and they were executed with a bullet behind the head. Yeah, they were killed. They saved their families, their wives and their children, but it cost them. And so I would suggest strongly, if you think for 1 minute that you can take on the drug lords of any kind and any size, you're probably mistaken. And it was also evident that they found out who had told the cops that they were doing that stuff. So somebody within law enforcement told the gang about it. So you will be sold out by the law enforcement. You can just about bet your bottom dollar. Just trying to keep you safe. Because I really don't think you want to be given the option of coming outside and being executed to save the rest of your family, because you thought it your civic duty to turn some people in doing drugs. Thank you for your time.